Good afternoon, Scott Redler, T3 Live. What is today? Today is Thursday. Wow, what a damn, whatever you want to say, long week. But it seems like we've gotten over a lot of obstacles, right? We got away from the Fed meeting. They didn't drop the language. We had our breakdown on Monday and our snapback on Tuesday, our inside day yesterday, an update today. And doesn't it feel like everyone should just be rich and retired already? No, it's very specific and it's not that easy. And there's lots of maneuvers to make. And I know a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with the Scotland vote tonight. My gut tells me they're going to vote no, and it's going to be fine. So that's what my gut tells me. But you have to probably have a few positions you like and some things you don't need to be in, and that's how you should maneuver. So it is right now, by the way, 3:05. This is my second early recap of the week. I want to make sure that I do it. I like to interact with you guys and make sure that you have my opinion on situations. And if you look right now at the charts of the market, I'm going to go through this fast, guys, so just chill. Here we go. What does that look like? Does that look bullish or bearish to you? To me, that looks pretty darn bullish. Here's your descending channel. We posted this chart. Here is your break above it, your commitment to it, and now not much follow through above, but overall you can't be too darn bearish with the market hanging here. So today's low is 2003. We were not able to get above the high yet, but again, look right here. It's 306. This is not the close. I'm just trying to give you my perspective now. Obviously, when this trend line broke here, it created a bigger correction. This time, that same trend line broke and not the same result. Okay, you go to the Qs. Qs also hanging out. I know that it looked a little wishy-washy. On Monday, it seemed different, and it always seems different until it's not. You had a breakdown here. Next day, you could have got back involved. You could have covered some shorts. You had a red dog reversal right there, and now look where we are right back at these highs. So hopefully you're staying involved. You're not all in. You're not all out. And within this whole scenario, all stocks are not created equal. I think in the last week I've talked about, and I put in my note, the financials. Financials. Did I say financials? Did you say financials? I think I said financials, right? They've been acting well, showing relative strength. Talked about it on CNBC Asia also. And now look at the move in some of these things. Bank of America. There you go. Lots of nice movement here. This was when they announced the settlement. This is when it broke above a really nice consolidation. And now here you go, extending into highs. Talked about Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley above this first level. Okay, this was huge, right? When it broke above 33.50 finally, then it regrouped, held where it had to, and now boom, look at that thing go. Goldman Sachs also. Wow, leadership, Goldman Sachs, okay? I know it was wishy-washy the first time going through 180 here, but then it held a 21-day, and now look at that extension. So the banks have been the place to be. Talked about it, I think, in our halftime report for the second half of the year that was out in June, said that's probably where you want to be overweighted, so hopefully you were. As far as technology, very wishy-washy right now. High beta tech, some spots look okay, some spots look like they have a lot to prove after breaking down on Monday. Overall, I think Apple looks fine. Not giving you the momentum you would like today, but it's option expiration tomorrow, and you know the way that is. When you have 3 up days into option expiration, chances are people are buying calls, so they might want to pull it in. You do have a descending trend line right there. I think at some point it takes that out. It just might not do that before tomorrow. Okay, so I'd like to see it holding here for a little bit, and then I do think we get a trade through there. We shall see. As far as Google, guys, I'm sorry, I don't have any. I wish I did. I remember when we were talking about Google, about this cup and handle pattern right here. Here's your big time cup going sideways. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your handle. First time we got involved is again right here, sold into strength, and I never bought back into support, and now you've had a nice move. Little sideways action would be nice. Little sideways action above the moving averages, consolidating, and then maybe we get a little bit better of an area to buy above. But overall, this is setting up pretty well for a really good report in October. Hopefully it follows through and then you get paid. BIDU, wow. Look at that. After pushing the envelope all the way through support, this is why people have a problem with computers, because it looked as if, here what we all wanted was, after this igniting bar on this day, we wanted a nice little bull flag to form for higher prices, and then you had a breakdown right into here. And then you had it matched, and hopefully if you were short, you covered here, and if you were looking long, I wouldn't have thought it would have been back at this upper range, but you have Alibaba tomorrow. They want people to be comfortable buying I guess this whatever, and here it is right back there, and it's just the way it is. What are you going to do? Amazon still somewhat broken in my humble opinion. This is when it really started to break below 339, and now you do have a lower wedge here, something to watch for a trade. I guess if you want to take a closer look here, at some point, if it were to break above 330, maybe you get a quick scalp into the moving averages, or if it breaks below, it continues. So that's tight. Netflix, we all caught a nice little trade here today. Not really compelling. This was one of the ones that broke really hard and didn't really snap back, if you remember right there. And now we tried to do a little trade above this 458, and still has room to the moving averages, but I don't think that's going to be, you have to be in a rush here right now. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla also had a hard break. Lots of people not sure what to do there. This was a really nice trade when it went above this prior high, when it broke the downtrend, and then, oops, sorry, it's like my spider web. And then when it broke this upper wedge, it changed. And things always change in life, don't they? Come on, get out of here. There you go, look at that. Okay, now it's a little wishy, like sticky fingers here. So anyway, it's back into these moving averages, so this is where I would be careful. This was the easy bounce. You had an easy bounce into the moving averages, turning lower. So this, to me, needs time. Then you have Twitter and Facebook. They look okay. Both of them were stronger in the morning. They're fading. I don't think it means game over, but it means hopefully you took some off the table like I did. This Twitter broke this trend here, bounced really hard, and then it held. Remember, we talked about it in the morning call today, and it pushed through, did a little red dog reversal. So it's having a little problem, or little problems with topping tails. That's not something that looks to me like you should be taking it home for an overnight trade. If something happens or comes out on it, fine. But to me, this looks like you might get a better chance tomorrow. Same thing for Facebook. This actually looks a little bit better, not falling as much. But this broke that 8-day moving average, okay, and came up and like retested it. At this point, it's still hanging in there. I think this looks better than Twitter right here, but we shall see. I'm not in either one, and I won't be in either one overnight, just because I'm not going to. I will be in LULU. LULU, to me, is a trade. It's a lower level trade, and it's not the best in the world, obviously, but this is where it came from, and you have a gap up, and it's holding the gap, and it looks pretty decent. So with that being said, as long as it stays above here, I'll try and stay with it, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, but it could see the 200-day. And then you also have another type of trade was the casinos. I talked about the capitulation volume, I think, on the Tuesday morning recap, and then Wednesday they opened down, and then they went positive for a good trade, and then if you held them, you had another nice day today, and look at this 3-day move in something like WYNN. You can time lows, and you can cover well, and here was pushed it below the range, traded above this, you could have bought it in the hole, and now you had another nice move. That's 3 days. You trim and trail that. You go to look at the volume, which is the reason why I paid some attention to it, was because look at what happened on this day. Look at the volume right there. After a huge move from here down to there, why not at least cover? And then on this down open, you could have got long and had a nice 3-day move. Same thing happened with LVS. Nice capitulation volume here after a huge move down, opened lower, went positive, traded through a prior high, and then now actually even took out some resistance. And at this point, the easy part of that trade, in my humble opinion, is out of the way, so I would take a little care there. And then with all that being said, you have Alibaba tomorrow. I will be in the New York office tomorrow versus Short Hills. I actually have to have a short day because my dad turned 70 and we're having a big family weekend. And my family flies into JFK tomorrow around 12 and change. So I'm hoping I could do the morning call. Parker, we got to be in a little earlier. I want to do it at 8:30 tomorrow, not 9 o'clock, but I'll talk to you about that. And go over some strategy for BABA. Go over some strategy after the Scotland vote, and then hopefully trade on the VTF altogether so we can make some money using the art of the first day for that new issue, which we've used many times. But I do have to be on the road by 11:45, so I'm hoping it comes public at 10:30, so I have an hour to trade it, and then I can put some stops in, and we can figure it all out. Been a long week. Hope you've been on the right side. Hope we helped, and I'll see you in the morning. Have a good night.